Hello everybody and welcome back to Witcombe Park Farm. So this is very much a realistic series and we are playing on hard economy for all those who could be new to watching. So I just want to say, first of all, say welcome and I hope that you all enjoy. So we are currently just getting the maize silage field cultivated because we're going to try and get this into grass, and we do have field 98 that needs to be into grass as well. But we just need to keep an eye on with this, well, with these two fields. They're currently not doing very well on the phosphorus, potassium and nitrogen, so we are just going to have to keep an eye on that. So the goal is get this drilled, get the other field drilled, 98 I believe it is, I think I just said that. Anyways, get those both drilled and maybe both rolled if we have time. But we will just have to see, because I would love to get out of this month at some point, but there is just so much that needs to be done and we can't afford, or at least I don't think we can afford, to miss out. So I am just going to get cracked on, get this field done, which we are probably a quarter of the way through already, and then I'll bring you back. So I am just thinking, would it possibly be a good idea to go do a contract? Because we haven't done one of them in a long time, and we do need to make sure that, I think for this tractor for this year, is it £7,000 we need to make sure that we bring in, so it could be something very worthwhile looking at doing. And especially with this disc harrow, I seem to remember we have done contracts of that size and it's been actually alright. So let's go into here. Yeah, I'm not doing that, that's far too big. So it's looking for, these are all a bit odd shapes and sizes. Yeah, that's brilliant because it's right next door, but it's weird angles, which is the only reason why I'm looking at that. I'm thinking not really. We could go do that one, which we have we done? I think we've done that one before, but it's on a very steep bank. What else is there? Sowing. So that is something that we're going to do ourselves this episode, so maybe not. And spraying, what they're wanting sprayed on. Herbicide. I don't know whether I've got any just normal herbicide. So I would say the only real thing maybe would be to go and cultivate, oh, this field's just beneath ours, is to either cultivate that or cultivate that one. That would be more longer stretches than that one. There's not even £100 difference in them. Oh, I don't know which one to go for here. Let's do field 60, purely because that is a field that I look at when we drive past, and I always think that should be, you know, that's a field that we could buy in the future. So it'd be interesting just to see. Better fold this up. It'd be interesting to see how long it does take us with what we've got now, because obviously with us working on hard economy, it's very much everything is going to be the tools we're using. We're not really going to be able to afford anything bigger or better, or definitely not in the meantime. Is anything, at our used dealership, have they got anything else in stock? I think I saw. So they've only got something for a slurry spreader, and that's about it. But yeah, so this field here, it's very local to the farm, and that is something that I do find is quite appealing. But to be fair, we'll be doing a fair few straight lines, like long straight lines as it was. I don't think it would be too bad. And if we ever were to buy it, we could, if we wanted to, remove that tree there so it gets rid of that corner. What else is there? Oh, everything else really isn't too bad. Let's just lift this up and find... Okay, we're going straight back onto this bit here, so we'll drop down. Yeah, that would get rid of one corner. If we just took that into the field, we wouldn't be very popular with people removing such a nice tree, such a big tree. But hey ho, we've got a farm. So I think it's safe to say at this moment in time, I wouldn't want a field bigger. Certainly with no more corners than what that one had in. Right, let's lift that up. And just out of interest, if we, well, let's collect that, £8,724. Field 61 here, so that's 5.45 acres. Okay, so that's slightly bigger. 61 would be ideal. But I'm sure I've done... be field 3? No, it won't be. It will be field 5, I think I've cultivated. And I don't seem to think that took as long. I could be wrong, but I'm now certain that is a field that I have done in the past. But yeah, field 61 to the field 12 right here, that's definitely a field that I would buy over this one. But it is just very, very handy, just how local they are. Right, let's go drop the cultivator off because that will be the last bit we do with that, and then we'll have to have a look to see what's next. I need to really see if on the back of our front loader we can put that trailer on, because we've got all those IBCs down at the dealership. They all need gathering up and bringing back. We've got all these IBCs around the yard there, they all need sorting out. So it's something once we've dropped this off. That was a bit close. Once we drop this off, we'll have a look. If not, we may just go put the trailer on and go down to the dealership, or we can just use the Manitou down there. Which, to be fair, now I'm actually talking out loud and thinking about it, that's probably the best thing to do. Because then we know we're right straight away then, don't we? And then when we get back to the yard, we'll use our front loader to get everything off. And I completely forgot that this has interactive controls on, so we didn't need to lower the cultivator before we took it off, because we can lower it all from the outside. Right, let's reverse onto here. Like so. Let's get this on, and then like I say, we'll head down to the dealership. And I'm very, very interested, how is everyone enjoying this series? Because I know this is a new, for me it's sort of a new angle I'm going to go down Farming Simulator, is I'm toying and thinking that I am going to stick with trying to be realistic and sort of go for that sort of niche in the game. Because I know a lot of people, well, a lot of the other content creators, I know they're all a lot louder in your face, flashing signs, which if that's what they do, then that's brilliant, and I'm sure there's loads of people that really enjoy watching it. Well, clearly there's loads of people who enjoy watching it, because you see some huge content creators, whilst for me, I like to be a lot steady, a lot quieter, and just have fun and enjoy what I'm doing. So I think we are going to just have to have a bit of a shimmy around, because if we try leave the dealership out that bottom way, I don't think we'll be able to do it. So instead, if we just flick this trail around over here, we're going to have to just make sure there's enough room for the, when we go get the Manitou, so we can get that out as well. Otherwise we'll be blocking it in from this angle. Let's keep going around. Look at that. Perfect. And we just missed hitting the dumpsters. So let's rearrange ourselves over here, and then it makes life as easy as possible. Right, let's leave that there. Let's hop into this Manitou. We'll get this loaded up, we'll take it back to the farm, and then we'll get it all unloaded at the farm, and hopefully try and make everything looking a bit more presentable, a bit more sort of neat and tidy.
Doesn't matter what I do, I can't get enough of her. She can drive me so wild, just with that sweet smile, and there's nobody else for me. My heart starts racing every time I'm looking at her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing to me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her mattress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. Guitar. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl.
Well, that was embarrassing. I didn't realise I had so much seed. I've also got a little lime as well, so that is something that we'll have to just use up and remember for in the future. Yeah, that we don't need to buy anymore. We also need to have a tidy up of all the rubbish that's laid around the farm, because then it will mean we'll be able to get a few more IBCs in, which I'm quite surprised just how many different variants we've got, and I believe we actually will need to get more in time so that we can target specific things in our fields to make sure that we get them as right and as best as possible. I still haven't moved these bales over. I said I was going to move the straw ones over, but I haven't got that far just yet. So what am I stuck on? Nothing. Let's go get the tractor, and we want to go put the seed drill on, and we're going to go and get one field drilled with grass for this episode, and then I imagine that could very well be it. It all depends which field I want to go do first, but let's just take this off here for now, and let's go find the drill. So I just love being able to attach that on, and then, is it that one? Oh no, we'll need to put pipes in. Call PTO. There we go, put that one in, that to raise it. Oh, that's brilliant. I'll never get over that. Like I say, it's in my humble belief that should be base gamer standard. Even if you put it so that it was something that people could turn on and off, because I know the difference in players with this game. Yeah, there'll be some who like the super realism like I'm trying to do, and then there'll be others who just want to mess around and have a bit of fun. So can we? I just want to try and get that the bags that are underneath, so we're just going to pretend like we're throwing them in by hand. Let's now change this to grass like that. And I think, considering we're here, we'll get this field on the bank done first, and then we can start in the same field that we started with this episode for the next one. Well, that field always amazes me, field 98, the one that we're drilling now, of just actually how long it does take with a drill. And I can't believe how well we did with our old tractor, because this has got more horsepower. I think I said it in the previous episode, it has more horsepower than our other tractor, but yet it's still hitting at times 100% sort of engine power being used or drawn, however you want to say it, which is really quite phenomenal. And we've used 9% of our hopper there, so quite a fair bit of grass has gone into that. But right, I am going to leave this here, and then in the next episode we'll get this done. We'll obviously get them both rolled and then have a look at what else there could be for us to do. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.